funny because that's how the question was phrased.
Oh, I
and so
see.
I don't.
He doesn't have the list for the whole NFL. Got it.
So I don't have the entire NFL. So we're going
NFC.
In the NFC, how many quarterbacks I take? I take 8. I take Stafford, Hurts, Purdy, Mayfield, Love, Goff. They all win a Super Bowl with this Seattle Seahawks team right now. I take Williams. I take Daniels. Williams and Daniels more upside than Sam Darnold. They showed more in this league in the first 2 years of their career. All of these quarterbacks, listen, look, put the camera on me. All 8 of these quarterbacks, if the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, they win the Super Bowl. And most of these quarterbacks, if they're the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, they beat the New England Patriots worse than they won with Sam Darnold. Now, I get it. Sam Darnold, I believe in him. He's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. The last 2 years have been phenomenal. This is not a knock on Sam Darnold. This is, if I'm drafting these quarterbacks in the NFC, I take all of them before I take him.
I should have known when I said the conference doesn't matter.
Round
it has
one.
to matter, that the list would be even longer if we opened it up to the NFL, which is mind-blowing to me. Are you good down there, Dan? I'm actually shocked. I am shocked by you,
Love
RC.
where we at.
The only quarterback right now, that I would take over him is Stafford. Right now.
Oh, that's it?
What else does Sam Darnold have to do? He's 31-7 in the last 2 years. Look at what happened to Minnesota without him. If we don't look at anything Sam Darnold accomplishes and we just look at what happened to Minnesota as Sam has left, they've fallen apart. You're telling me that you're taking, and I love him, Jared over him?
Yes.
Or do you sit there and say 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other?
I'm taking Jared Goff over Sam Darnold.
Baker?
Yes, hell yeah, Baker Mayfield.
They're the same guy. They're the same players.
They're not the same players. They're nowhere close to the same players. Baker Mayfield had nowhere near the team, either defensively or skill player-wise, with the injuries to Mike Evans, the injuries to Chris Godwin, the way Emeka Egbuka trailed off at the end of the season, Bucky Irving not being healthy. They are not the same player.
He's quarterbacked 2 different teams to the NFC Championship, essentially, and then the Super Bowl champion.
There's
Back-to-back
he did
years.
not quarterback the Minnesota Vikings to the NFC Championship,
round?
essentially. The wild card round, and they got their doors blown off.
Okay, so they were the 1 seed 17 weeks through the season. They got their doors blown off because their offensive line got whooped.
I like Sam Darnold. I like these people more.
All right. So when you start to think about this question and we unpack it in this way, I think we're putting too much on the Minnesota Vikings experiment because of the quarterback that replaced Sam Darnold. J.J. McCarthy is not a valid kind of tester to...
Not a comparison.
It's not a good litmus test.
It's not.
Yeah.
But to answer this question, these are the quarterbacks that I would, in the NFC, choose before Sam Darnold.
There's lists like this. This is crazy.
Matthew Stafford is a hell yes for me.
Of course.
Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams.
Oh, I missed Prescott on mine. I had him on there, too.
Hold on. Jared Goff, no. Brock Purdy, no. And Jalen Hurts, no. But that's only because Sam Darnold showed the ability to protect the ball in that type of manner. We're talking about skill for skill. Understand this. This is what we're talking about when we're analyzing this play. Sam Darnold had the greatest defense in this NFL all year. He had great protection that was back with an unbelievable running back that was the Super Bowl MVP. He also had a great special teams with Jason Myers and Rashid Shaheed. And also the offensive player of the year in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Also, what was the same when he was in Minnesota?
He threw the ball to himself?
He also had the greatest receiver, Justin Jefferson, that year, too. So when you start to talk about, if you give all those other quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy, relax, guy. All I'm saying, when you start to say, how are we judging Sam Darnold? We're also holding him to what he also has as his amenities. If you give those other quarterbacks those same amenities, it will be the same or even a better outcome.
A lot of those other quarterbacks have those amenities, and they're very good.
Dak Prescott does not have a defense, guy.
Dak Prescott's got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb.
That's one of the 4 that I said.
And the offense was good. And the offense was
All right,
amazing.
let's let Stephen A. get in here. We're all getting a little hot. Where would you put Sam Darnold in the NFC amongst quarterbacks?
If you're talking about talent,
Well, yeah, obviously.
All right, you're talking about talent, all right? And I mean, the resume's now that he is a Super Bowl champion, I'd have him top 3 in the NFC.
Okay, so who else are you putting up
Top
there?
3.
Matthew
Well, he ain't
Stafford.
coming ahead of Matthew Stafford.
Fine.
Correct.
I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, listen, from a talent perspective, he has a better resume, but I'm not putting him ahead of Jordan Love as a talent. I'm not putting him ahead of Jordan Love. I'm just not. I love me some Caleb Williams. It's just that he just did it once. I can't put him ahead of Sam Darnold. I can't do that because he just started. Sam Darnold's there. I'm not putting, and by the way, I'm not putting Dak Prescott ahead of Sam Darnold, and I'm going to tell you why. It's been 10 years, guys. I'm looking at Ryan, and I'm looking at Cam as well. Look at me, Ryan. Look at me, Ryan. Because you have to. You have to.
You're like Medusa.
You cannot be in the league for 10 years. For 10 years. And you've got 2 playoff victories, and I'm going to put you ahead of a Super Bowl champion. I can't do that. I just cannot do that.
What about Jalen Hurts? He's a Super Bowl champion.
I am just so confused. Where was all this in the offseason with Jalen Hurts?
I didn't feel that
who
way.
actually went to the Super Bowl. His record over the last 4 years, way better than Sam Darnold.
Well, because Sam didn't play for
his entire, you know why? Because you know what? You're not sitting somebody on the bench. That's a sure thing. You're not you don't have to go and back up Brock Purdy.
Right.
You don't get replaced in Carolina. They don't let you go from Minnesota if they believe in you like that.
I don't totally disagree with you.
We can't do this for him.
To me, it's Hurts. To me, it's Hurts, Jordan Love, Stafford, and you got Sam Darnold. I'm just saying, I don't have any problem with Hurts being there. I'm just saying, you can't put Dak Prescott ahead of him. I said Dak Prescott. I didn't say a word about Hurts. I'm talking about Dak Prescott. You can't put Dak Prescott ahead of him.
Dak's there.
You can't do that.
I mean, he's there, though. Like, that's the thing, putting him ahead. If you put Dak Prescott on Seattle, they're likely.
Wait, so now you're agreeing? Now you're agreeing.
No. What I said was clearly ahead. Because I said Sam and Jordan, Sam and Baker, Sam and Goff, Sam and Dak, they're lateral players. They're all very good players. The only one that is clearly ahead for me would be Matthew Stafford.
By the way, we got to go. You don't have to put Dak Prescott in Seattle. You just have to take him away from Dallas. DeMarcus Lawrence showed that. End of discussion.
Y'all putting Caleb
This will be
ahead
an
of
argument
him
for not
is
just today, but for
wild
weeks
to
to
me.
come. I'm sure of it. All right, chill out on that argument, okay? Tonight, we have another big SEC women's basketball matchup. Number 11, Oklahoma will square off against number 7, Vanderbilt. Coverage begins at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on ESPN2 and the ESPN app from historical Memorial Gymnasium, Tennessee. Coming up here on First Take, Stephen A. was hyping Kenneth Walker III leading up to the big game, but now he's our Super Bowl MVP. How should someone else have been given that award? We'll discuss that next as First Take rolls